This will be a fuck from hell. Roshta Morcock, the beast yelled. Suddenly, he felt his head being forced forward, the huge orc cock dangling in front of his face. A big, meaty palm came down and held his jaw, forcing it open, while at the same time the other hand went to the already large, limp dick and started sliding it into Troja's mouth. At first, it almost didn't fit, but the hand pulled down on his jaw and forced the cock into his mouth. It was slimy and warm, filling his mouth completely. Trojas tried to open his eyes, but his face was pressed to the orc's belly. The orc behind him was moving his head so as to bob it up and down on the cock, forcing him to suck on it. A warm, sour fluid was constantly leaking into his mouth, making the inside of his mouth slick. The orc's cock was slowly getting hard and long, filling his mouth and sliding it into the back of his throat. He felt the orc's leathery balls on his chin, and the cock pressing against the back of his throat. He gagged and fought to hold back the urge to vomit, knowing he might well choke on it if he did. Now, the other orc was hauling his hips out of the water. He was resistant, but there was nothing he could do. He felt his butt cheeks being apart, and something hard touched his asshole, the same fluid dribbling into his tight pucker. He grunted as the orc began shoving his already hard cock into his tight butt, forcing his hole wider and wider. He would scream if the cock in his mouth wasn't busy pumping in and out of his throat. His head was being forced forward and backwards on the cock, and all he could do was breathe. At the same time, the other cock was stuffed up his virgin ass, fluid running down his legs and his cock. It was odd. The orc behind him had reached forward and was fondling his cock and balls, which were becoming hard. The hand was wrapped around his cock, stroking it slowly until it was stiff, his own dick dribbling onto the cave floor. His asshole was raw and his jaw was sore. His head was pulled forward hard now, and he felt a sharp pain as his mouth was filled with vicious, thick cum he could not pull away, and he was forced to start swallowing the huge load.